Hey guys, how's it going? It's Clive here with Lisa over my shoulder.
Hi guys.
Hey, awesome. Just we'd started working on Lawrence your interface or wireframe the other night, but I see Vince has got one here, and this is kind of similar to what Lisa and I had thought, perhaps more of a simpler format. Just having a look here, what we have noticed is that basically we've got two different groups that we'll be catering for. One is high school, and the other is the primary schools
And intermediate.
slash intermediates. Um, and we believe that this area here will be slightly different for high schools and primary schools. Now, this would work for a high school. The only perhaps bit of information that's not here is the room that they need to go to. So, for example, here when the SMS message goes out, can you come to St. Mary's College today to teach year five? Education, perhaps that's a very big school and they maybe have a couple of different classrooms of physical education. So there would perhaps need to be a room number here. Now, also for the,
Sorry,
when
just to
talking about,
interrupt.
yep,
I don't know. I'd say just leave it like it is for the high schools. Let a high school person say that because I don't think necessarily a room would be important in a high school. I'm not too sure. So I'd say that is just fine to show to the high schools and get them to say whether you need the room. But definitely, instead of having this here, this should be room one, room two, room three, room four, um, and the ability to be able to the teachers to edit the actual room, because in a lot of schools the rooms are actually given names like Ko-Fi, Kakariki, and so a room one would not make any sense. They don't have a room one. They've got Kakariki room. They've got different rooms. So when the during the registration process, it needs teachers, or the main relieving contact teacher needs to be able to change these options, and I'd even say in high school, these options also need to be changed because some schools might offer a specific subject that other schools don't. So this here needs to be able to be changed or selected um, when the school registers as making it their personal sort of thing. But yeah, cool.
or whether they're able to have the ability to update it themselves. So basically what we're saying is rather than have another option here, that people need to click through. We either have one for primaries, it gets set up right at the start. If they're a primary school, this part of the interface is slightly different to the one that the high schools may have. And I imagine that some intermediates may need one or the other, depending on the size. So I think this section here is possibly a little bit of a variable. So now this is cool going down here. One of the small things we probably need to get our head around, what we had spoken about was, uh, now I'm not sure whether we're all still on the same track. This phone number here, whether this phone number is the ability to click on that and then that's sending out an automated phone message, or whether this phone number here is just going to be simply one that they're going to call. Now, um, maybe that's a separate box out here if it is going to be automated in the future. Now, we did speak about that. Let's say they may just decide to use the phone number, and our program or the roster would still be helpful because they could see who is available and who isn't. The only small problem that could occur is that, let's say I'm the teacher now booking John Doe with 9 here, and I phone him up, uh, and he goes, yes, I can come in, and at the same time he's available to teach somewhere else, and he gets selected, then probably needs to be something on the screen so that when I should perhaps click his phone number before I dial it, if I'm dialing manually even, I speak to John on the phone and he said, yes, he is coming in. Then in front of this screen right here is, you've just phoned John, was he available? And then click yes if he is available. And then it gets booked into the system. And also, if John Doe here is available for a neighbouring school, he gets taken off the list just to make sure that if somebody's going to manually phone book these people from this end, that it's still taking them off the list and also putting them into the bookings. That was just a little comment there, or perhaps a thought we need to think about, and whether that's the automated phone call or not, or whether that needs to be another box out the side here. The only other thing I had thought of is perhaps in this SMS message, which I imagine is going to be the most popularist. Obviously, validation will tell, but is the ability to add notes to this so that if I'm, say, a teacher organizing it and there's a little special message like Johnny in our classroom is not able to have nuts at the moment, or he may die, or perhaps it might be, can you finish? I've got some notes on my desk. Can you make sure these kids finish this particular task off? Just the ability to add that message into the SMS, I think, would make that quite valuable, because I'm pretty sure that's what most people would like to end up using, but time will tell. So that was just a couple of notes on that. We spoke earlier about, I think you've got some notes here, Lauren, Vince, regarding the relievers' names and access to their profiles. You'll need a wireframe for this. Now, we looked earlier at the one that Lawrence had made, and we just suggested on that particular page, what we would like to see possibly is a space for the relievers, or say I'm a person looking for work, I'm a reliever, is to have my teaching registration number at the top of the screen, and also the date that I need to
That
um,
it
that it
expires.
expires by. Um, and yeah, so that's cool. Also, just while I think of it now, we did speak about it. Was say you are the person organising. I'm deputy principal, and it's in the morning, and I'm organising quite a few teachers for different classrooms. Is perhaps some sort of a button, or whether it resets it to the start after I've done that, is to say something along the lines of, I need to organise another reliever, or I'm done. Just similar to what the banking interfaces use. Just if they're organising multiple bookings that morning, something to sort of reset them back to the start. So just a few little thoughts there. Hope that makes sense. All good.